Hello everyone, we're into the second half of 2023 and there's already a ton of huge announcements for games coming out in 2024. I think it's going to be a crazy year, especially that first half of the year packed with huge RPGs that who's going to have time to play them all. But I would love to hear what is still coming this year that you are excited to play, because the second half of the year is often a lot of huge video game releases. And what are you looking forward to in the future? We still have, Tokyo Game Show, a few other things coming here in September to really show, I think, off a lot of stuff coming in the future. I'd love to hear what you are looking forward to. For me, starting off, one that's coming out pretty soon, we have Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, a Dragon Quest action spin-off game related to the manga and anime series. I was a little uncertain about getting this one, as I mostly stick to a lot of just the main numbered Dragon Quest games, but this looks interesting. I was pretty excited then to find that it was actually going to have physical releases abroad that I could import, because it's not getting one in the US. So I'm looking forward to playing that. It looks like it really has the style and the feel of Dragon Quest, and looking forward to playing something in that vein that's a little bit of a shorter, more action-based experience rather than the long, broad, turn-based RPG, because I just don't have time for quite as many of those. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. I think it'll be something a little different, a little breath of fresh air from a familiar series. And soon after that, we're finally getting a physical release of Star Trek Resurgence. I have, ever since this first was announced, have been looking forward to this game by Dramatic Labs, but it was only available digitally until recently. Now pre-orders are up for a physical release. A Star Trek adventure game that it seems like, from everything that I've seen, is just a tried and true Star Trek adventure. It's not one of the endless space combat simulators or strategy games. It's much more focused on a lot of the storytelling elements and the adventure elements, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. And the number one game I'm looking forward to for the last half of this year, that thank goodness for Play Asia and releases that are coming physically with English subtitles, because again, this is not going to be available physically in the US, frustratingly. I have pre-ordered already for the PS5, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. Right now I'm replaying Yakuza 6, doing a New Game Plus, just moving through the story as a lead up to this, because I have been adoring this franchise as I got into it, and really excited to check out this adventure. The beginning of 2024 is going to be insane, especially as more information is coming out. We now officially have a release date releasing. It's really funny. Releasing on my wife's birthday is a game she can't stand, a remake of a game she can't stand, but I love, Persona 3 Reloaded. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a huge thing. That's my favorite Persona by a long shot, and I think it's going to be a fantastic remake. So I'm very excited to get my hands on that. And then it's going to be packed, because we don't know the date yet, but the next Like a Dragon game, 8 Infinite Wealth, is probably going to be coming out around that time, as there's even a demo at the end of the Man Who Erased His Name. So I'm looking forward to playing that and checking that out, and I think we're going to see more about that very soon, and a release date, so that's going to be soon. And then likely around the same time as well, because initial pre-orders, just kind of placeholder image and a regular edition, just getting pre-orders up and ready on places like Target and Amazon. We're seeing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second part of the remake trilogy. So that is going to be coming fairly soon, if that's already up and running. And I think this month, it's already September, my gosh, time is flying. I think this month we are going to find out more information, get a clearer look at a lot of the gameplay, and get a definitive release date. And honestly, I think it's going to be first quarter, maybe second quarter of next year at the latest, but I'm thinking somewhere around like March. And then we have Persona 3 in February, and I think Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I think it's going to be right in there. I think April, May at the latest. I think all three of these will be the first half of the year for certain. So that's going to be crazy, and this game is going to be huge. I'm looking forward to this so much. I can't wait to see more about it and what kind of limited edition they put out. And there's so much coming out with that game, and so many things hitting the rumor mill too. There's so many rumors of the Switch 2, or whatever it's going to be called, making an appearance. There definitely are dev kits out there, and it's pretty much ready to go, setting things up for a launch, I think, next Christmas, like 2024, somewhere around that fall. I think we're going to see that a little over a year from now. And because of that, we're going to start seeing some information come out or reveal some games, and there's rumors going around related that, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first part, might be one of the launch titles. I don't know how much I believe that, but again, so much more going on with Final Fantasy VII, and maybe it'll come to Xbox, who knows. I know people are waiting for that, but holy cow, Rebirth is less than a year away, pretty much guaranteed. So there's going to be a lot coming 2024, a lot of great games still coming out this year, more than I anticipated, because literally all 3 games that I'm playing the rest of this year were, at the time of their announcement, digital only, and I was not going to play any of them. I went from having no games I was looking forward to the rest of this year, I was probably just going to tackle games in the backlog, to now there are 3 new games coming out. It's like, oh man, geez, out of nowhere. So a lot of great stuff, fantastic. I can't wait till the end of this year, as Amanda and I always do our videos talking about our favorite books and movies and video games that we experienced for the first time throughout the course of the year. And I'm going to have so many great games to talk about. This was genuinely, I think, one of the craziest and, well, honestly, one of the best years I've ever had for video games, with new stuff and some older things I experienced for the first time, a lot of variety. So that's going to be fun to talk about. And next year's looks like it's going to be nuts as well. So what are you looking forward to playing the rest of this year, and what has you excited for 2024?